Him to your room when you
Not
first get
LeBron.
there.
LeBron ain't good.
LeBron had his own room at the top, penthouse, wine.
Yeah.
For real?
For real, bro.
He had a house on the campus.
Yeah, speak for yourself, G.
Stop
That's
playing.
what I'm saying. He was like that.
I knew about that.
Hey, man, remember LeBron Equinox? We in there with all grown-ass men and superstars.
LeBron
He said, don't come across the room.
Yeah, LeBron had a different bubble experience. I'm surprised you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
LeBron legit, like, he had his own, like, they had their own setup. Like, their team was taken care of. Bubble was crazy just because, like, you got to think, you play a game, after a game, you can't shower. You walk out the locker room, you see you just played. You couldn't get no takeout. I remember the one time dude went to the edge of the bubble and got suspended for 3 games.
Yeah.
LeBron had his own room at the top, penthouse, wine.
For real?
He had a house on the campus. LeBron legit, like, he had his own setup. Like, their team was taken care of. That bubble experience was insane.
Grant Williams just did something no one expected. He sat on a podcast and dropped a bombshell about LeBron James that had the internet spiraling. He claimed the king had a private house in the bubble, special treatment while everyone else was locked down. The clip went viral. The accusations spread, and then LeBron's inner circle struck back. A former teammate, a man who was actually there, came forward with receipts that destroyed Williams' credibility in seconds. This isn't just a rumor. This is a full-blown war over the truth.
Do you just throw it in the wash, the fact that you played really well, AD played not really well, so you can kind of throw that out? And then what beyond that can you take that would be positive signs for if this was a playoff game?
I mean, there's no way you can say that if it was a playoff game. I mean, if it was a fifth, we all be drunk. At the end of the day, you go out and you play the game, and we wanted to get better today. I feel like we did. TJ Warren, made some big shots down the stretch.
And I'm in a great situation now in Charlotte, too, where these guys, I think, are driven to make this team the best organization in the NBA. And they really care about that, and it's really passionate for them. So I would hope to be a part of that process and help build that, because I'm from Charlotte as well, and I really care about this team and this organization, this process. In all honesty, like, it's been the most refreshing thing.
It started on a podcast that rarely makes headlines. Grant Williams, a veteran forward known more for his defense than his controversial takes, sat down for a casual interview and dropped what he thought was an innocent story. LeBron had a whole house, Williams claimed, referring to the 2020 NBA bubble in Orlando. Like, he wasn't even in the bubble, he was just outside the bubble. The clip spread like wildfire. Within hours, it had millions of views. Fans who had spent months idolizing LeBron for leading the Lakers to a championship in the most difficult circumstances imaginable suddenly had questions. Did LeBron get special treatment? Was the bubble not really a bubble for the king? The timing couldn't have been worse. LeBron was already dealing with tension in Los Angeles. The Bronny drama, the Austin Reeves contract situation, the looming decision about his own future. Now he had to defend his integrity from a former opponent's casual comments. Williams didn't stop there. He painted a picture of LeBron living in luxury while everyone else was confined to the strict bubble rules. He was just different, Williams added, as if that explained everything. That's just the way it is. The implication was clear. LeBron James operates under different rules. He gets special treatment. He's above the system that everyone else has to follow. For a player who has spent 23 years building a reputation for professionalism and sacrifice, the accusation cut deep. The internet exploded, but the truth was about to come from someone who was actually there. Subscribe to see what happened when a former teammate stepped up.
As it was back in March, or are there any things that feel different? Obviously, there's so much different. We're in Orlando, et cetera, but what's different about the team?
Well, it's a couple different players, but, our leaders are great leaders, so the vibe is going to always stay the same with LeBron and AD. They do a great job of getting guys together, keeping guys on the same page, and that's what you need, especially in a bubble like this. like I said, those guys are doing a great job, and I think it just all starts with the leaders, man. They're making sure that everything.
Some people say it's like the purest form of basketball, being in the bubble, like this experiment in a way. And then others like, oh, it's not real. At the end of the day, you're human beings competing. It doesn't matter if you're competing on the moon or in the bubble.
I agree with a lot of people say when it's the purest form of hoops, like it was strictly basketball. Like it is no, we're all like, have the ability to do whatever we want in life. We've made a bunch of money. We have all the access, that's gone in the bubble. You can't just, I'm about to go to a restaurant, or I'm about to do this, or I have this.
Markieff Morris was scrolling through his phone when the Grant Williams clip crossed his timeline. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. Morris was there. He was on that 2020 Lakers championship team. He lived in the bubble, breathed the bubble, experienced every moment of that historic run. And he knew, without a doubt, that Williams was wrong. So he did what any loyal teammate would do. He picked up his phone and started typing. "This is cap," Morris posted on X, using the slang for lie. "We all stayed at the same hotel. Bubbles was the same for everyone. Stop lying for clicks." But Morris didn't stop there. He went further, revealing the real story behind the house claim. He stayed at the hotel just like everybody else. The only difference was he had a suite like every other superstar in the bubble. That's not a house. That's just how it works. Other players from that 2020 run quickly backed Morris up. Quinn Cook, another Lakers teammate, posted, "Y'all really believe everything you hear? We were all in the same situation. LeBron didn't have special treatment. He just worked harder than everyone else." The truth was coming out. The house Williams described didn't exist. The special treatment was a myth. LeBron James won that championship under the same impossible conditions as everyone else. But the damage was already done. The clip had gone viral. Millions of people had already made up their minds based on Williams' false claim. The truth was out, but Williams wasn't backing down. The next chapter. Grant Williams watched his notifications explode. Markieff Morris had called him out. Quinn Cook had joined in. Fans were flooding his timeline with accusations of lying for clicks. His response? Silence. Williams didn't apologize. He didn't clarify. He didn't admit he was wrong. He simply let the controversy fade, hoping people would forget. But they didn't. LeBron James, watching from a distance, finally addressed the situation in his own way. Not with anger, not with accusations, but with a simple post that said everything. He shared a photo of himself in the bubble, wearing his championship hat with the Larry O'Brien trophy in his hands. No caption, no explanation, just the image. The message was clear. This is the truth. This is what I earned. Nothing you say can take it away. The basketball community rallied behind him. Former players, analysts, and fans all pointed out the obvious. The 2020 championship was one of the hardest earned in history. The bubble was a level playing field for everyone, and LeBron James dominated it. "They hate to see a king win," one fan posted. "First, they said the bubble championship didn't count. Now they're saying he cheated. Y'all just can't accept that he's great." The controversy slowly faded, replaced by the next drama, the next scandal, the next viral moment. But for those who were paying attention, one thing became clear. LeBron James doesn't need to cheat. He doesn't need special treatment. He just needs a basketball. The controversy faded, but the lesson remains. In the age of social media, a single lie can spread faster than the truth. The final chapter explores what this means for LeBron's legacy. LeBron James has faced more scrutiny than any athlete in history. Every move is analyzed, every word is dissected, every achievement is questioned. The Grant Williams controversy was just the latest in a long line of attempts to diminish what he's accomplished. First, it was the bubble championship being devalued. Now it's claims of special treatment inside that same bubble. But here's the thing about LeBron's legacy. It's built on something stronger than rumors. 4 championships, 4 MVPs, 19 All-Star selections, the all-time scoring record, more than 42,000 points and counting, a 23-year career that has redefined what longevity means. No podcast claim, no viral clip, no casual comment can erase that. Markieff Morris said it best when he posted, "We all stayed at the same hotel. Bubbles was the same for everyone. Stop lying for clicks." The truth is simple. LeBron James won that championship the same way he's won everything, through hard work, sacrifice, and an unwavering commitment to greatness. The bubble didn't give him special treatment. It gave him an opportunity, and he seized it. The chaos at LeBron's house never happened. There was no heated exchange caught on camera. But there was a lie spread across the internet, a lie that threatened to tarnish one of the most remarkable achievements in sports history. Markieff Morris stepped up, the truth came out, and LeBron's legacy remained intact. In the age of social media, where a single clip can reach millions in hours, the battle for truth is harder than ever. But as this controversy proves, the truth always wins in the end. Why do people keep trying to diminish LeBron's achievements? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. Subscribe for more stories that go beyond the headlines.